An 1878S original roll, still intact from 1930s to 1965. Now, they're original coins, but they weren't original roll from the mint, but they were put together by somebody. We're going to talk about that. And can someone still find a dollar, a Morgan silver dollar for $1 at a store today? Well, it did happen, and we're going to talk about that too. So stay tuned. Before we get started, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. And we do have a 5% off coupon that's automatically applied to your orders over here on the website. All you have to do is go through checkout and it'll come right off your order. We have all kinds of graded coins and ungraded coins and type coins and proof sets and mint sets. I mean, a lot of proof sets and mint sets and more to come. Plus, we still have our scratch and dent. We have our $100 bags, $50 bags, $200 bags, guaranteed the value that we sell them for. So if you get a chance, check out portsmouthcoinshop.com. So here's the Morgan dollars that I was talking about. Now, there's no actual original rolls, but as close as you can get to original roll, that's what this is. This was put together by someone. These coins have been preserved from the beginning of the Morgan dollars in 1878. There is a story. Now, Anthony watches my videos, and his grandfather, who was born in 1895, was named Antonio. Now, he owned some bars in New York. He actually owned 3 of them in the 1930s. When the feds found out that he owned 3 bars, they made him close down a couple of them because you was only allowed to own 1. So at that point, he loved coins and stamps, so he decided to become a pawn dealer. And he was a pawn dealer from the 30s all the way up until World War II. And then the government sent him a letter, asked him if he would shut down his pawn and go to work at a factory for the war effort. And he did that. Now, during the time that he owned the bar, he actually took $2 in nickels and gave to the bums so that they could, street bums, so that they could ride the subway and stay warm. And back then, a beer was a nickel. So that was a lot of beers that he had to sell to actually give away $2. That was a big deal. So that was the kind of person he was. And when he opened up his pawn dealer during that time, from anywhere from 1930 to 1965 until he retired, he bought this roll. And he bought this roll for his son, which is Anthony's dad. And he wanted to for him to sell it in the future. So Anthony watches my videos, and I'm sure, he talked with his dad and all, and he's like, look, he trusts me, he knows I'm fair. And he thought, I want to sell these to Daniel, and he could do a video on them. And I told him I would. So hopefully I did your grandfather justice, because he sounded like he was a decent man and did some good things. And I'm sure you're the same type of person, and your dad as well. I really appreciate the opportunity to share your story and to buy these coins. They are beautiful. I mean, they are very original, luster, everything. I'm sharing them here in this video a little bit. Show some of them. 1878 is the first year of the Morgan dollar. As far as actual, there are some patterns before that, but for circulation, this is the year. Some of these are close to proof-like, but probably would not get the proof-like designation. But these are a very nice roll. This is definitely proof-like a verse, but when you look at the reverse of the coin, it's probably not going to get that designation. No reflectivity there, but yes, you can definitely see it on this. A lot of them look like they're in the 63 range. There might be a 64 or 2. And you can see the end tones. These were probably in a paper wrapper at one time. I can't verify that. I didn't ask Anthony. But bottom line, they're nice coins. I mean, just beautiful. Here's one of them that looks close to 64. Probably would get 63. And then there's another one here that kind of stands out when you're looking at them. They all look nice, so it's kind of hard to say, oh, this one's not. Now, the other thing that Anthony did, believe it or not, this is the story. He walks into a Walgreens in New Jersey, okay, and he sees something that looks like a Morgan dollar in the cash register. And the guy that was the cash register, he guessed he was 17 years old or so, teenager, older teenager. And he said, "Hey, I'll give you $1 for that." Didn't know if it was real or not, you know. He didn't know whether it would be an authentic coin. So he thought, "Hey, and I'll offer him $1 for it and get that out of his register. And here's the coin." And we tested it. It's authentic. It's a little dark. It looks a little off. Someone might have spent this thinking it was a fake because of the way it looks. And that's how it ended up in the register. I don't know. But he got this for $1, and that's amazing. So here we have a recent history of a Morgan dollar acquisition that's unlikely today, but did happen. And then we have the story of the dollars that were this roll that was purchased back from anywhere from the 30s to 65, back when you could still get these in, you know, for face value or maybe $1 over. Coins like this, if you bought them from another dealer or whatever, no one really knows how much you paid for them, but I can't imagine you paid more than $2 a piece when you can get these from the bank at face value. So, you know, who knows? I'd like to know that story. I'd like to know exactly what he paid for it, but unfortunately we don't have that information. So I hope you enjoyed the stories, because I sure did. It's a lot of fun to know that someone actually found a silver dollar and change. I mean, that's just almost unheard of. And then to actually be able to acquire a roll like this, it's amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do with the roll. More than likely, I've thought about, you know, sending the roll in for grading and getting these coins protected. They'll stay the way they are if I do that. I thought about selling the whole roll and keeping it together. I'm not sure, but that's not what's important here. It's the history and the story behind these, and preserving these and making sure that they get into the hands of a collector that appreciates them. So with that, have a great day.